Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my husband's daughter move in with us because she has a history of stealing from me? I already know this is going to sound harsh, but I really need some perspective before I completely lose my mind. I, 37F, have been married to my husband, Mark, 45M, for almost 5 years now. He has a daughter, Emily, 17F, from a previous relationship. I don't have any children of my own, though I always imagined that one day I would. Emily lives with her mom across the state, and we've only ever had limited interaction. From the very beginning, Emily and I just didn't click. I tried, I truly did. I bought her thoughtful gifts, asked her about her hobbies, respected her space. I never tried to force a mom role on her. But even with all that, she made it painfully obvious she had zero interest in building any kind of relationship with me. She was cold, dismissive, and would often pretend I wasn't even in the room unless Mark was present. Around him, she was polite, almost sweet, but the second we were alone, it was like a switch flipped. I told myself she was just struggling with her parents' divorce and gave her grace. Then, 2 summers ago, everything came to a head. Emily came to stay with us for a week during her summer break. It was supposed to be a bonding opportunity. I planned activities I thought she'd enjoy, even cooked some of her favorite meals that Mark had mentioned. But that week turned into a complete nightmare. First, my wedding ring went missing. I searched everywhere. I was devastated. It wasn't just expensive, it held emotional value. A few days later, we found it stuffed in the side pocket of Emily's backpack. She claimed she had no idea how it got there. Then, my prescription medication for anxiety, something very personal and necessary, vanished. I turned the house upside down looking for it. A couple days later, Mark confronted Emily after I noticed she was unusually drowsy. She eventually admitted she had taken it to help her sleep. No apology, just a shrug. But it didn't stop there. Expensive makeup, skincare, even my underwear started going missing. I felt so violated, like I couldn't even be comfortable in my own home. When I finally confronted her about it, and yes, I was calm, respectful, and not accusatory, she completely melted down. She burst into tears and accused me of hating her because I wasn't her real mom. Mark immediately jumped to her defense. He told me she was just acting out, that I was being too harsh, and that I needed to be more understanding of her trauma. When I asked him where my understanding and boundaries fit into this, he just repeated that she's just a kid. After that visit, I sat Mark down and set a very clear boundary. Emily was not welcome to stay with us unsupervised again. I told him that until she acknowledged what she had done and made amends, I didn't feel safe or respected in my own home. He reluctantly agreed. Fast forward to last week. Emily's mother is apparently moving to another country with her new husband, and Emily has made it clear she doesn't want to go with them. Naturally, the next option was us. She asked if she could move in full-time for her senior year of high school. The moment Mark brought it up, I felt my stomach drop. I knew this day might come eventually, but I had hoped things would be different by then, that she would have grown, matured, maybe even made some effort to repair things. But no such thing ever happened. She never once apologized. Never once acknowledged the hurt or discomfort she caused. Most of my belongings are still unaccounted for. It's like I'm expected to just forget and forgive because she's a teenager. So I said no. I calmly explained to Mark that I couldn't live under the same roof as someone who had stolen from me, lied to my face, and shown me no remorse. I told him I supported him being there for his daughter and would even help him look for a nearby rental if he wanted to live with her elsewhere. But I was firm. I will not sacrifice my sense of safety and peace just to play house with someone who has shown me nothing but contempt. He didn't say much that night, just sat in silence with a clenched jaw and vacant eyes. The next morning, he started sleeping on the couch. He barely speaks to me now unless it's about bills or dinner. And then, to top it off, his sister messaged me calling me a wicked stepmother and saying I was ruining a girl's life out of spite. I've been sitting with all of this and second-guessing myself over and over. Am I being too harsh? Am I punishing a teenager for being young and immature? Or am I justified in protecting my home and mental health? The part that stings the most is this. The house we live in? It's mine. I bought it before we married. I pay the bulk of the mortgage. This is my sanctuary, and now I'm the villain for not wanting to feel like a guest in it. And for anyone wondering, no, I didn't marry Mark knowing he had a kid. I found out after we were already married. He kept that from me during the early stages, said it was because the relationship was complicated. That should have been a red flag, but love makes you blind, right? I even suggested therapy when things got bad. I was open to family counseling, mediation, whatever would help. They both refused. Emily said therapy was dumb, and Mark said he didn't want to force her. So here we are. I'm exhausted. I feel like the bad guy, but I also feel like I'm the only one being realistic. I'm not asking Emily to be perfect. I'm asking for respect, accountability, and basic decency, and even that feels too much to expect. So, am I the whole for refusing to let my husband's daughter move in with us?